Okay, so good day everyone. So I'm gonna teach you how to use smudge tool. So if you want to, let's say, create a more smooth or soft painting. So if you want to smudge uh, your stroke or brush, if you want to have a more softer, uh, you can, other than using the brush tool, or mixer brush, you can also use smudge. So if you want to create a more organic skin like texture, so you can use your smudge tool. If you have if for you is using the brush, controlling the pressure is difficult, you can use also the smudge tool. So there are, I don't know, different ways. So let's say, for example, if I'm using um the hard round brush. So, and in my settings, I have the transfer on. So if you uncheck the transfer, you will have a more solid type of brush or stroke. So then I also, so if you want to make it smoother or soft, so you can use the transfer option, check, and then shape dynamics, or uncheck. If you just want the shape of your stroke, just retain the shape, so let me check the shape dynamics. Now, if you want to, to mix two colors, first, the easiest one is the use of the brush. So, for example, you create a stroke or color like this one, and then if you want to add some shade, you use a darker tone, or you change the opacity of your brush. So um then you change the color. Okay? So if you change the color, so again, you just use your opacity so that you will have a more layer, subtle applied of colors, to your brush. So like this one. And so using a hard round brush. But if you want to use an opacity of 100, or you can also use your soft round brush. Okay. Then if you want to blend the two colors, you may also try to use the soft round. But what if you are using already custom brushes? And then if you want to create like softer brush like this, or texture like this one. So what you need to do is uh you can use your smudge, for example. So using your hard round brush. So I choose this color and the other one, and then I'll try to make it closer now, or close to the first color. Now, using your mixer smudge tool, the default setting of that is you have your all of the settings for the brush is deselect. So what will happen to your brush if you select the soft round brush? This will be the effect. It depends on the strength of your brush. So if you say, if I am using the soft round brush, so this will be the effect. If I use a strength of 100, so you can uh, drag that um, part and extend it. So smear, okay, it to any direction. But if you want to give just a slight of smear, percentage of the smear or smudge, you can lower the strength percentage. Okay. but sometimes we cannot easily if you're just using the default setting, you cannot easily blend the two colors. So it's like a liquify effect that makes the two colors move to each other, but not entirely blend the two colors um also if you use the hard drawn brush, so this will be the effect. Okay, it's a more solid brush, so it's the lines edges are more visible. um it's like using a clone stamp but it can create a unique effect. So if you're using the right brush for the smudge. Now, if you want to blend it, that the two colors, what you need to do is using your smudge again, smudge tool, try to use the soft round brush. Okay. So we want to change the effect, okay, of our output using the smudge by selecting several settings or option for the brush. So for the transfer, we need to select that one. It's because we want to have a more smoother. Other than the use of the soft round brush, we want the smear effect or smudge effect smoother. In this process or in this output, I think this is good enough. But if you really want to mix the two, the other option that you can do, okay, is the use of the scattering option. This one. So for the scattering, you just check that one and then make sure that from the scattering option, you need to adjust the level of the scatter. Okay, this one. So um, if you just select that option, so there will be no effect. Okay, to your smudge. Now, but if you select and adjust the settings like the scatter option, you will see on the preview that your brush will move or create some several um like duplicate copies or clone of that brush of the stroke. It's just making parang having spaces between those brushes or those strokes. So if you increase the scatter, let's say we use a 300%, this will be the effect. Okay, so but what we want is just a small amount, okay, to mix those two colors. So what we need to do is to reduce, okay, our scatter to around 30 or 25%. And then in our brush tip shape, the spacing would be around 12%. Then when we use our smudge again, this would be the effect. Okay. So it's more lighter, and then you can easily blend the two colors it's not harsh blend or mix using smudge. um it's a light effect, so application. So if you use, let's say, another color, let's say green, and then purple, and then we use your smudge, so this will be the effect of that. Or we use red, this one, and then or light orange, and then we make them closer, and then use smudge. So this will be the effect of the smudge settings. Okay, so you can change the settings or adjust the strength. So if you want to make it more, to extend the smudge or just light, So you can decrease the ano. So this is good for creating a more smoother texture or surface. So just don't forget the setting. So you have the scatter, the transfer. For the transfer, you need to have the strength jitter to pen pressure. The scatter is 25% or let's say 30. So just this output preview of your stroke so that you can have this kind of effect. If you want to blend two or more, three or more colors, so using the smudge tool. So a good way of having this kind of output and help you to create more uh good texture and blend of colors or even texture to your design or digital painting. So I think so that's I hope that you learn from this one from this technique in this simple method of the or advanced use or using smudge, so smudge tool.